Hey everybody, Steve here at Desert Memorial Park Cemetery in Cathedral City, which is not far from Palm Springs. It's about 10-15 minutes east of downtown Palm Springs. And I come here fairly often to walk, to get in my steps. And today I'm here, this is the front gate here, and this road is one big circle that goes all the way around the cemetery. It's a small cemetery, so it's not a really big circle. And as you can see, it's very flat, very easy to walk. And since I'm just now starting to walk again after my heart procedure, gosh, I think it's already been almost a month now. So I'm actually feeling back to normal. I've been going to cardiac rehab now this is my second week, and it's really given me the confidence to walk again, to get back out and walk again and take long walks. And so I'm trying to get in at least 5,000 to 10,000 steps today. And I already did my cardiac rehab this morning. So I think I'm getting back to normal pace. Now, I'm trying to avoid some of the mud here. They're scalping the grass and reseeding the grass. And so there's a lot more mud than usual. The grass is usually very beautiful here, very green, but because of the scalping, it's a lot of dirt and mud. They scalp the grass down to the dirt in some areas. So anyway, and they're also watering, and it's kind of noisy, so hopefully I can do this video without too many distractions and too much noise. I got here a little while ago, and they're doing most of the scalping back here in the back, and boy, the dust and dirt was just flying up in the air. So I was trying to avoid that area, but I want to see if I could do a full lap, or a few laps here. And I do hear them. I think they're scalping on the other side. Yeah, boy, I may still not be able to go around the full loop because of that. May have to come back another time to really get all the laps I want to get, but I'll get whatever I can get today. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I know. Since I'm here at the cemetery, and I mentioned this in a video yesterday, and it got me thinking that I've mentioned, when I first started this channel about 3 years ago or so, 3.5 years ago, I made a video sharing with all of you our future final resting places here at this cemetery. This is Desert Memorial Park Cemetery, where Frank Sinatra is buried, and now Suzanne Summers and Sonny Bono is buried here. Lots of famous people. But we chose to be buried here because my grandparents are buried here. I've always loved this cemetery. Yeah, they died back in the 1970s, so I've been coming here since the 1970s, since they were laid to rest here. And when one of my younger brothers died it's been 5, 6, 7 years ago, he died at the age of 55. He died from a massive heart attack one day with no warning at the young age of 55. And when that happened, it was sort of a wake-up call. So when he died so abruptly, without any warning, he wasn't sick, he didn't have any issues that anyone knew about, and he died so young, we decided to go ahead and get our future final resting places here. We decided to be cremated, and at first I wanted to be scattered, but Jim wanted to actually have a place where people could visit, or I guess if I go first, he would want a place where he could visit me. And so, realizing just how much I love cemeteries and how much I love this cemetery, and I thought it would be really nice to be buried here really close to my grandparents. I thought, okay, instead of being scattered, we can get cremation niches and be buried here, or interned or inurned here. And I'm really glad we did. I'm glad he wanted to do that. That just makes so much more sense. I've always loved cemeteries, and it makes me sad when people decide to be cremated and scattered and they have no place to visit. But of course, everyone has to make their own choice about that, but I'm glad we decided to have a place here. And so we're up at the front, overlooking from our niche. You can actually see my grandparents' graveside, and you can see Frank Sinatra's graveside, and it's just a really nice spot. I really like the spot. And it occurred to me that we made that video probably 2-3 years ago, and we only had a few hundred viewers at that time. So most of you probably haven't seen that video, because I know most people don't go back and look at old videos. I mean, I'm kind of like that too. It just depends, I guess, on the channel. But Most of you have probably never seen that video, or where our future final resting place is going to be. Turning the camera around here so you can see the cemetery instead of me. Now I was going to walk over there where it's nice and shady, but the sprinklers are on, so I guess I'll just try to hop from shady tree to shady tree where it's not wet. So I'm going to go up here and I'll show you where our future final resting places are. And I wanted to ask all of you, do you have a future final resting place? If so, if you want to share where it's located, that would be great to know. And what made you decide to purchase one in advance? I know most people don't. At least I think most people don't. So I don't know, maybe you can correct me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe most people do. I think I remember when we purchased our niches here, our cremation niches here, I think the person in the office who helped us said it's not real common. Maybe at least at this cemetery, it's not real common for people to purchase gravesites or niches in advance. But she said at the time, she said, right now, it seems like everyone is doing it. So I don't know, maybe I think she was just surprised that so many people were doing it. You know, when we were there, we were also doing it. Maybe it was just an unusual time where a lot of people were thinking about it at the same time for whatever reason. So are you planning to be buried? Are you planning to be cremated and scattered? Or are you planning to be cremated and have your ashes inured in a columbarium somewhere? It would really be nice to know. So this is the back of the niche wall where we're going to be. And you can see there's the office over there. So let me walk around to the other side. The mountains that you see off in the distance there, at the very base of the mountains, that's the city of Palm Springs. That's downtown Palm Springs. And Ramon Road is right out here in the front. And it's one of the main streets here in Palm Springs. And if you take it all the way, it dead ends in downtown Palm Springs. And I noticed yesterday for the first time they have a new columbarium here for cremation niches, and I didn't see anyone there yet, so I think it's brand new. Uh-oh. Broken sprinkler here. Now there's water everywhere. Yeah, so whenever I come, I always look to see if I recognize any names. And I don't. Which I guess is good. Okay, good. The sprinkler just went off. They do have a fountain here, which is nice, but that's not the kind of fountain I think they want. Or this water feature. And these benches are new. They've just been here in the last year or two, which is nice. So we're going to be over there. We're on that wall. Oh, it looks like there's a new one going in today. And I'm hoping that they'll place some benches over there, or they might do a columbarium like this. Like I say, this wasn't here until just probably in the last month or so. And there's space over there for another one. So more and more people are being cremated these days. So it's not a surprise that they're adding more cremation niche columbariums. Isn't this pretty? So my grandparents are right over there, and Frank Sinatra's right over there, and we're right up here, or we will be. Hopefully it won't be anytime soon, but we're in this wall here. And this is the first time I've seen anyone any ashes being placed in this wall. It's pretty peaceful, although you do hear a lot of traffic noise, but I've said in videos before, I visit a lot of cemeteries, and I always prefer the more active, lively, noisy cemeteries. I know people say, well, you're supposed to rest in peace, but I think I would rather, not that I'm going to hear anything, but I just don't like the idea of lots of activities, and they have lots of special events here. Marching band, they had a band here one year for Memorial Day, or maybe it was Veterans Day. I think it was Memorial Day. They placed flags here for Veterans Day and Memorial Day, which is really nice, at the gravesites of veterans, which includes my grandfather. Last year they had a, how do you say it, Dia de los Muertos celebration here, which was really fun and really, really nice and really beautiful. And there's always some kind of an activity or event happening. And right across the street, the buildings you see there, that's Forest Lawn in Cathedral City. Lots of other famous people buried on the other side of the street at Forest Lawn as well. So I hope I'm not here anytime soon, but having that heart procedure recently definitely makes me think more about my future home here. And one of the reasons I walk around, just to get to know all the neighbors, my future neighbors. I know that probably sounds silly, but I've always just liked cemeteries. If you watch my other channel, you know for sure that I do, how much I really like cemeteries. It can be very sad. They can be a sad place, but I think they can also be a place to remember all the happy moments in a person's life. So I just choose to think of the happy moments in cemeteries and not so much the sad moments. So I just wanted to share this short video and ask you all if you have plans to have your own future final resting place and what you think about it. So I hope you'll share with us. I'm really curious to know if there are others like us. Oh yeah, and there was also, I forget which video, there was one video where we were here at the cemetery. I'm here a lot, and I actually have done quite a few videos from this cemetery, as well as other cemeteries. And a couple left a comment saying that they also have a future final resting place on the same wall as us. So that's pretty cool to know our neighbors in advance. To know that there are some people watching this channel who are planning to be buried or to be cremated and inured in the same spot as us, or in the same wall as us. That's how often you get to know something like that. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. And if you haven't already subscribed, I hope you'll consider doing that. And as always, I'll hope to see you all next time.